What up, YouTube? This is Delirious Fox coming at you with another episode from Freestyle Saturdays. First off, I kind of want to apologize for last week. There's been a lot of things that's been going on. Been really preoccupied, so I wasn't able to get a video out then. However, I really want to just take this time to let you guys know something that's been like a little bit heavy on my heart, so to speak. Essentially, like, everybody knows what's been going on with the those shootings between police and unarmed civilians. Right now, I guess the biggest one that people are focusing on at the moment because of retaliation was Black Lives Matter. Now, the thing is that what people don't understand is that in this country, there has been a stigma that has been implanted in people's subconscious minds. It's just classical conditioning and psychology. So there have been studies done in children as young as 4 years old to have them associate white with good and black with bad. And so for some reason in this, any time that an unarmed black person is killed, there's always some kind of excuse behind it. There's the news, such as CNN, trying to have credibility assassinations, you know what I mean? Just trying to completely discredit them, make them look like a thug or just some kind of terrible, awful human being that incited their own murder. This is wrong. And people are now starting to, wake up to that fact. So what I've decided is that since I have a platform to speak on, I'm going to go ahead and voice the said opinion. Like I said, I haven't said this before, but I don't support murder or killing of anybody of any kind. I don't have any disrespect towards any, race, religion, creed, orientation, or even really police, because there are good police out there, you know what I mean? However, this is basically just cause and effect. This is the eventuality of a, this is basically what was going to happen. It was going to happen because now in today's day and age, everybody's a witness, everybody has a camera, and so these things have been going for decades, if not even longer, unnoticed and unchecked, and now everybody has access to this information within minutes because of the internet. So now that everybody can be a witness, all of these intentions are being surfaced, and now the ugly monster that's been swept under the rug is now apparent to everybody. And people aren't going to take it anymore. I just believe, honestly, that these things will continue. There will be more bloodshed unless there's some kind of fundamental change in the law enforcement system. I'm not encouraging that. I just feel like that is what's going to happen. There also appears to be some type of retaliation. There's the whole Blue Lives Matter movement, which is completely asinine in my opinion, because you're trying to say that a person who works a 9 to 5 and has the option to be said police officer has just as much choice in the matter or just as much right as a person who was born into black skin. And that's just incorrect. And that's the thing, though, is like, I'm trying not to keep this about race. It wouldn't be a racial issue if it wasn't a racial issue. However, I believe at the core, it fundamentally is an authority issue. Police are becoming tyrannical, and this country seems to be spiraling into what appears to be martial law. So, with that in mind, I have just decided to change my name from Delirious Fox to Delirious Black, or just Black for short. Just because, since it is a subconscious aspect, black is associated with bad and white is associated with good, I want to go ahead and try to be that example that changes that, that viewpoint on the word. Because, people have always heard of, blackmailing, a blackout, a black eye, black ice, Black Tuesday, etc. And yet, when you hear things with white, like a white Christmas, the White House, etc. So yeah, I'm essentially just going to take that mantle upon myself because I feel like it's my own personal responsibility. Now, enough with the doom and gloom. This is like a Freestyle Saturday, so I'll just go ahead and do one a cappella as my somewhat of a moment of silence for Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, and others. You're lying in bed, you're holding your head, the migraine is splitting you, hang by your thread, you're working these 12-hour days with just minimum wage and it's making you one with the dead, and yet, you stand at the edge, stripper with sweat for that moment of dread, step into the step with no hint of regret as you're prepping yourself for the cliff that's ahead, we slip, we fall, we trip, we brawl, lost in this animosity, you're feeling the gravity pulling you downwards, you just reach the terminal velocity, as you can see, this looks quite bleak, probably wanting to let out a shriek, not free of the venom, you're left with momentum, you're pure with a now quickly shrinking peak, you just separated the self from esteem as you're hoping your body is found down the stream, when suddenly focus is caught on the ring, it's time to wake up, it was all just a dream. Alright y'all, so once again, if you guys want this content to keep coming, or if you just have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this with all your friends and family, and peace, love, unity. D Black signing out.
Back during slavery, when black people like me talked to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They'd send some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said. You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master, good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself. That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick?"